Y'all doing on this Friday evening? It's High Priestess Jamila. Hello. Let me pause this movie real quick. I wanted to come and talk to you guys about cleanses and how cleanses work and why you need them. Okay. And I'm gonna try to find my I haven't even really washed my face today. So I'm looking a little, I don't know. I think I look fine though, don't I? Okay. So, how do the cleanses actually work? Like, what is happening with it? Because I feel like there's a lot of people that they either don't understand the purpose of a cleanse, or there are some people who I feel they look at things differently. There are some people that feel like all energy is good energy, okay? Or all spiritual energy is good energy. And that's not true, okay? So pretty much the way that cleanses work is that when you have another person, another entity that is sort of external to self, that person or entity or entities is comprised of all of these little, it's like orbs, it's spirits. And sometimes those are spirits that may have an intention to feed off of you. Sometimes those spirits have an intention to harm you in various ways. And so what the cleanse does, because I use fire for my cleanses, what the cleanse does is it destroys the, almost like what you would think of an antibiotic, right? What it does is it disables and destroys all of those energies, which are actually spiritual. They're like orbs, the ones that you can't use, the ones that don't serve your purpose, pretty much. Okay. And what it does is it takes them and it pretty much destroys them, kills them in the fire, kills all those little orbs. Um, there's some people, like I've heard rumors of people saying, oh, she's feeding off of people. Well, no, I'm providing a service. Those are spirits that I don't want. I don't, I personally don't want those spirits. So this is the reason why when I'm doing cleanses for people, especially when I'm doing a lot of different cleanses for different people, I'm actually cleansing myself and my house and my entire family. Those are spirits that I don't want. Those are energies that I don't want. You can't really transmute those energies because sometimes the intention can be set to prevent change to those negative energies. This is the reason why there's millions of people walking around here who want to change their situation, but they can't. They want to change, but they don't know how. And they can't. They're bombarded. They're filled with all of these negative frequencies. So what the cleanse will do is it clears you of those negative frequencies. These negative entities and spirits are blocking your power. It's blocking, sometimes it can block your connection to the universe, having a connection to the universe from the crown chakra. It's very important. Okay. Um, And I don't want people to think that I'm like a new age witch, but I do believe in the sun and the moon, okay? Because we see that every single day. But I also believe in the spirit, in the energies from Jupiter, Mars, Saturn, okay? And so if you're blocked from that completely, then you're going to find that life has been difficult for you. You're going to find that life has been probably, like things that may have happened to you may put you in a place of apathy or depression. You know what I'm saying? There are some people that, because my competitors on here, oh God, I don't want to call them competitors. People marvel at how I recover from stuff like so quickly and why stuff doesn't bother me. And that is because I keep a constant connection to Uranus. And my Uranus was in retrograde when I was born. I had 3 planets. I'm not going to bring up all of them, but 3 of my planets were in retrograde when I was born. The way that the witches see it is that that energy was not present, or it was being blocked somehow or missing, right? Any of your planets in that were in retrograde. So I talked about that yesterday on this channel. Um, Luckily, my Jupiter, my Venus, my Neptune, well, actually, it wasn't my Neptune. My Neptune was in retrograde when I was born too, okay? And but it was only 3. My other planets were not in retrograde. So that means that those planets that were not in retrograde are very powerful within me. Okay? Especially when it comes to Jupiter, Pluto, okay? So those are actually the planets, the sun and the moon is actually what feeds us. It is. It's and if you were not fed that energy, I have seen people who were born with several of their planets in retrograde, including Jupiter. A person that has that probably has generalized bad luck. A lot of the people that you see who are blocked, it's almost like being born with a blocked chakra. And what those people will do sometimes is they will turn to taking from somebody else, okay, which is a mistake. I don't teach that. I actually teach classes in alchemy and witchcraft. So if you guys are ever interested in classes, y'all know where to reach me. People that if you check your retrograde calculator, you're going to find that some of the worst people in this world were born with all of their planets in retrograde. Not saying that everybody with planets in retrograde when they were born um, are bad people, but a lot of them do turn bad. They run around here, they do certain things, they're trying certain things, and so that's where you end up getting compromised, okay? Um, People that were born with like Venus in retrograde, I think it's probably pretty rare for people to be born with their sun and with the sun in retrograde. I haven't seen it yet. I'd hate to see a person like that was born with the sun and the moon in retrograde. That would be crazy, but it's a possibility. That'll be something interesting that I can research. I want to see like when were the years that the sun and the moon went into retrograde, because it's all been, well, recently been kept on a calendar. You can actually go back and look at that years and years ago, because it's been getting tracked by NASA, which is why NASA is so important. Anyway, so what the cleanses do is they take that negative energy and they get it away from you. They kill it. It kills it. One spirit can be composed of a lot of negative energy. So With my cleanses, I actually will do what's called a soul trap, because that is like that, energy can make up a spirit, right? And so if I feel that there's a spirit attachment, okay, because spirit attachments are not always good. In most of the cases, spirit attachments, you don't want them. And it depends. It doesn't really matter. You can gain clarity of it. It was like I was saying, for example, if you have a lot of past life regression, a lot of spirit attachments, a lot of energy attachments from a past life, um, you don't even have to know about that past life. You don't even have to dwell in it. Just know that you have a past life regression, and cleanses actually help with that, so that you cannot be stuck in the past, so that you can, this life is supposed to be brand new. You're not supposed to have karmics and karma, right, per se. People that were born with Saturn in retrograde or experience, they're probably your karmics. They're probably problematic people in your life. Those are the people that just won't, those are people that are probably stalking you or some crazy mess like that, doing something cray cray. And they don't understand why. They just kind of function. But if you were born with Saturn in retrograde, a lot of different things can happen. A lot. And by the way, I wasn't born with Saturn in retrograde, which means that I don't like typically, and like for me, I don't carry other people's bad karma, even though I'm an empath. Instantly my empathism tells me that that person is projecting their bad stuff to me, and I get rid of it. I clear it out. Drink some water, go pee, it's gone. I don't hold on to people's stuff. Some of y'all do hold on to people's stuff. You're holding on to other people's stuff, and those things do not serve you. Nobody ever has said that. Hoarding other people's bad energy within your aura, within yourself, does not serve anybody. They can try to convince you of it. They can try to say, oh, I stole this or I obtained this. No, no. That's total misrepresentation of what is real. Total misrepresentation. Okay. And I'm pretty much the voice for that truth that continues to pave the way for authentic witches and light workers, dark workers. It just is what it is. Okay. So I noticed that last year, not a lot of people were getting cleanses. Like it wasn't like usually people get cleanses. Well, last year was a very difficult year for people because the bad people, because this world is split up amongst good and bad, and it has nothing to do with with the devil or God. It doesn't. The good and the bad is the smart and the not smart. The good and the bad is the intelligent and the non-intelligent. The good and the bad is those people that are either connected or either not connected. One or the other. It has nothing to do with race. It has nothing to do with age. It has nothing to do with gender. It really doesn't. Okay. Even though we know that men are largely used to continue on like this stupidity that, is like the dumbing down. And I'm not even gonna get into why. But last year was very difficult for people because people kept contacting me. They were like, oh my God, Jamila, I really want your help, but I can't afford it. I got scammed, or either I lost my job and I got all these problems. So last year, the dum-dums, the dummies, the idiots, the oxymorons, that was their year last year. They were reigning supreme in their stupidity. All last year. All last year for some reason. The problem was that they lost. They lost that battle, okay? And the reason why they lost that battle is probably because of God, the gods, kind of wanted to teach them a lesson. Have they learned that lesson? Probably. Are they going to admit it? Probably not. And we don't care because we know the truth, don't we? So pretty much, yes, you can, yes, if you focus on transmuting the negative energy, yes, absolutely, it will work. But transmutation takes longer. And then especially being that a lot of that transformative, a lot of transmutable energy was it was more difficult to transmute. If you guys noticed that where you were able to transmute energy faster and like within hours, a lot of people were not able to do that in 2022 and in 2023. It was very difficult. And that is because it takes too damn long. It takes too long, right? And then also, um, a lot of the transmutable goddesses and energies like Kali Ma, a lot of them played the back seat. If you look up goddesses and deities, which these are energies that we need, right? When you look that up, you're going to find an entire list of goddesses that help transmute energy. A lot of them played the back role because people were not paying attention. Everybody got desperate, kind of like, oh, I'm going to and that energy was too difficult to transmute. Negative energy should be kept at a minimum. Right now, there's a lot of the more negative energy that we destroy, the better. And I'm gonna tell, and people are gonna find out that this is the truth. The more negative energy that we destroy, the better. Okay, so I say that when I do a cleanse, I'm probably destroying about 30%. I can only transmute probably about 65% of that energy. The rest of it, we are being fed by the sun and the moon. It doesn't matter. A lot of people will say, oh, but I'm a vampire. You're not a vampire. You're a witch, more than likely. Oh, but I'm a vampire and I can't feed off of the sun. That's not true. Even if you were a vampire, you could feed off of the moon. So if your energy is vampiric, there's no reason for you to not be able to get fed by the universe. So you got people out here that are totally, hey, 1EQ, hello, hey, sis. You got people out here that are totally miseducating people. So, for example, if you had like a group of psychic vampires and they're like, oh, we're going to eat you alive. We're going to. No, they're not. If you let them, they will. Okay, now they real quiet right now because they got their food stamps and stuff. So they're they're complacent right now. But the feeding has stopped. They can't feed anymore. What they're gonna have to do is just get smart. Um, there's no reason besides looking at your charts and see this year we're gonna be watching. We're going to be doing sky. We're going to watch the skies a lot this year because we want to know when these planets are going into retrograde, because when those planets go into retrograde, this is when the universe starts conspiring against people. Like if Venus goes into retrograde, if Jupiter goes into retrograde, there's more deaths. You can see when something bad is getting ready to happen on our planet just by following the freaking retrograde calendar, and not just Mercury, the other planets that go into retrograde. So we're going to be paying attention to that because the witches or witchy knowledge, even however you practice, we know what that means. We know that it's going to be a doubling down maybe even a triple down, a triple threat against you, either you as an individual or either the whole world. So, for example, you can pretty much predict that there's going to be some kind of death. I'd say Saturn, if Saturn goes into retrograde, then you want to be more careful with dealing with energies of bad negative karma, people with bad negative karma, and it just is what it is. So, um, the first 3 years that I started my practice as a witch, I cleansed myself constantly. And I still do. Because what I wanted to offer to the world was positivity. Okay. Now, at the end of the day, if somebody sends you negative energy, that negative energy that you send back, for example, when you do a return to sender, you are calling on the laws of karma. But the law of karma says, I don't have to take your negative stuff. I don't have to suffer for your mistakes. I don't have to do that. So return to senders are still very important. Now, it just really depends. You know, nobody just sits and curses somebody every single day. They end up cursing themselves. You do want to focus on protection and shielding. But, you know, for people to just, oh, I cursed you last week. Oh, I cursed you this week. That's not the way curses work. You know, in fact, this year, when it comes to their negative energy, because it's just all about their negative stuff. They've got a lot of the negative thoughts. They've got a lot of negative energy. They're upset. They have a lot of rage. They have a lot of anger that they just refuse to work on themselves. So you guys are being highly encouraged to work on self. And if you listen to me, by October of this year, you're going to be happy that you listened to me. You're going to be very, very grateful that you listened to me. If you do what they do, you're only going to be pretending to be happy. That's all they know how to do is pretend to be satisfied with life. Okay? That's just all it is to it. But it's actually not going to be real. I would rather actually have real happiness in my life and have real joy in my life and people think what the fuck they want to think than to be faking the funk. Than to actually say, hey, yo, my whole life it's all gravy, man. I'm happy and I did this and I did that and they didn't accomplish nothing. I'd rather my shit be real and not some fantasy I done made up in my head that ain't actually real. Because in reality, you can't live your life in a fantasy. When you open up your eyes, you're still going to be stuck in the same fucking place. Okay, you can even be in a cardboard box and just fantasize. There's a difference between an imagination and a fantasy can only go so far if you're not able to pull it into the physical. You can be in a people can be in a cardboard box and imagine that they at a palace. But at the end of the day, the reality is that their physical reality is that they are in a cardboard box. So that's why meditation is only one aspect of what we do as witches, or visualization. But in reality, you know, it's not that. But it's not just about your physical surroundings. It's about your inner. A person can manifest millions of dollars and they can say, oh, I'm so happy. But they may be dying inside and just absolutely miserable, sick. Okay, sick. Okay, money ain't everything. Money ain't everything if you was born with Chiron in retrograde. If you were born with your Chiron in retrograde, you have a lot of health problems. If you were born with your Mercury in retrograde, you probably have a lot of health problems and mental problems. And so, it's fantasy versus reality. Now, the alchemy and the wisdom of the witches is what helps you pull that into the physical. So, not everybody has the capabilities of doing that. Is to pull that idea and that thought into the physical. How do you actually do that? Well, that's something that High Priestess Jamila was pretty much. If you got it, you got it. Shit. People want to hate on that. Large groups of people, uh, 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 corporations, churches, and how this bitch pulls something into reality. How does she do that? And so it was a witch hunt. That's what creates the witch hunt. Well, you know what? You got to stop being a lowlife before you can figure that out. You got to stop doing that. And so, and I'm not saying that my clients are lowlives. No. But you do have that consciousness. Now, there's some people they like, well, they're like, I don't particularly want to know how to do witchcraft. I'll just pay you to do it. And that's fine too. That's fine too. By the way, I have a testimonial coming up for my Yule Circle from one of the members of my Yule Circle. She has an amazing testimony. And I think that the reason why she got like really good results is because she actually really followed my instructions. Following my instructions will be okay, go to Dollar Tree, get bowls, get candles, okay? Fill the bowls up with water, salt, rosemary, pepper, sugar, okay? Sit the bowl out. Let all of the negative energy that's in your personal space, if you have a house, you got to have several bowls. Let that water and herb absorb that negativity and those bad spirits, and then take it away from the house and dump it. It's not that you're dumping it off on nobody else. You want to take it somewhere where it can be recycled, where it can be processed. The best way to do that is the sewer. Why you shouldn't pour it in the toilet? You should not pour it in the toilet because when you're pouring it into the toilet, you're just pouring it back into your house. Some water wards, can be poured into the toilet. But if you are removing a negative energy from your house that has made mold grow on those herbs within 1 or 2 days or overnight, that shit gotta go. So that's why whenever I have you guys do your wards, I have you send me a picture of it. And I can tell you, well, it's okay for you to throw that down in the toilet. There's things that you can do, but the best thing to do is that if you're doing an initial space cleansing, you need, you need to take that stuff away from your house and put it in the sewer. And there's a sewer trap everywhere in every neighborhood. It just goes down to the sewer, but it's outside of your house. Okay. And I think that she was really adamant about doing that because she had issues with like entities and stuff coming into her space. Because she's a very powerful medium. Okay. She was very aware of that. So during Yule, I was catching spirits over here from y'all, but really, to be honest with you, some of those spirits are bound to the houses that you're at, or either bound to a person that resides within your home. So if that is the case, I can't do that. There's certain things that you have to do from your house unless I come visit your house. And ain't nobody I don't fly all around the place like Mary Poppins. I don't do that. So I just give you the instructions. And it's important for you to understand how, yeah, that is very important for you to do that. For example, if there's a spirit in my house, I'll take a bowl and I'm gonna do that tonight or when I get off of here, I'm going to take a bowl, fill it up with water, sugar, salt. Hopefully, if you don't have sugar and salt, oh God, that's pretty bad. You need to go talk to Lakshmi, okay? Because she'll help you out. I'm going to take a bowl. I'm going to burn my intent in it to remove whatever that is, okay, or to trap whatever that is, to make sure that it doesn't affect anybody in my home. And then eat popcorn and watch a goddamn movie. It just is what it is, man. And you know, I feed people all the time, like not food. I feed people spiritual energy. So I know how to draw from source, right? It doesn't come from my physical body. It may come through my physical body, but I'm not compromised. My blood supply is not feeding you. I am feeding you from source, and I'm truly doing it because I'm connected to that. For example, if y'all need some extra good luck on a job interview, or if I'm doing work to get a job, I'm deriving that energy from the moon, the sun, Venus, Jupiter. Okay? Even though witches from the beginning of time that had not known, we hadn't explored the universe, we knew that energy was coming from somewhere. Okay? Now, the mysterious planets like Neptune. Neptune is connected to the underworld. Why? Because these are mysteries from below. So this is where you start to get into the demons and stuff like that. And the average person is afraid. Well, I'm not. I have about 15 packs with demons right now. And I love them all. They're amazing. I plan on doing more. By the way, packs are available. You guys are going to have to step outside of that and realize that your survival on this planet is what I just told you. I had the weirdest dream last night. I was like, oh, somebody sent that dream to me. It was a lucid dream, actually. Y'all, I don't know. These people will that's crazy. I had like a stone in my hand, and I had like my little meditation stuff, but I was doing something to where I was banishing my spirits, my demons that serve me, which is bullshit. It wasn't a dream that I would, if somebody was trying to do something. And I think I know who it is. It's a male. And so I'm sitting there and I'm doing this shit, and then all of a sudden I called to Jesus in the dream. And I woke up and like like I could feel like something happened. And I'm sitting up here like, so you know what I do? I immediately call all of my demons to me. Are you kidding me? I ain't stupid. I'm sorry. I'm not stupid. I'm not going to sit up here and starve to death and create generational poverty, which had never existed in my family. My grandmother, very successful. My mother, very successful. No. Okay. So I called my demons back to me. I woke up. I had drifted off to sleep, woke back up. I called all my entities and spirits back to me that served me. I was like, what the hell? And I was like, really? So, you know, I'm not going to cut off my bloodline and not survive and create situations of poverty and sickness for my family because of a socially engineered religion. Are you insane? People are crazy. So it was weird. And I think it was I haven't even thrown the cards on it. All I know is that I called everybody. I called everybody back to me, and everybody was like, "Woo, that was weird." And then I went right on back to sleep. I sleep with my demons. And you know what? A lot of people may be freaked out by that, but it's because you don't understand. But you do understand your suffering, don't you? You understand that you've been sitting up there praying and praying and praying and ain't shit happened in 30, 20 something, 30 something years. Ain't nothing happened. And then you said, well, I just feel like I don't belong on this planet. Well, I mean, you can feel that way all you want. I love it here. I'm like an earth angel. I'm an earth witch. I understand what's happening around me. There's a like where'd that come from? Was that some kind of alien? Like, oh yes, an alien. Close encounters of the second kind. Of the yeah. So, I like to think of my spirits and demons as the men in black. You know what I'm saying? For real. So I just, yeah, I don't contend with it. And I'm at liberty to discuss it openly. Okay. Damn. Mm-hmm. Well, we're not talking about kids that need stamps. We're not talking about, like young folk, like people that are just starting out in life. That, and we're not even talking, I wasn't even talking about everybody on stamps. I'm talking about these people that run around here, uh, you know, uh, doing campaigns against people, feeding campaigns, sis, is what I'm talking about. So it's not that they're ungrateful, it's just that they are unfulfilled, is the problem. And they're real complacent right now at the moment because they got a full food stamp card. The ones that are on drugs, the one, real bad drugs, not marijuana, because that's not included. Marijuana is a herb, it's not a drug. Um, we're talking about the grown men and people that possibly could be able-bodied enough to run their own businesses actually and manifest something, but they, you know what I mean? So we're not even talking about people that are healing, because when you're going through a healing process, you do need that help. So I'm not downing people that get food stamps at all. I'm talking about these people that are greedy. They're probably committing food stamp fraud. Whenever you see somebody that's selling dope to the hood, to their own neighborhood, they're selling dope, they're using dope, and then they're getting food stamps. No reputable job or business. These are the type of people that are running around here campaigning. So I'm not even, I feel like if you need food stamps and you qualify for them, I personally applied for them for some emergency help because I was going through some things because I'm a sexual assault victim and I got denied. And it's like, okay, well, and we still ate, didn't we? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, they're all, yeah. So, it is what it is. Yeah, right. That right there, sis. That right there. So, and they think that's being humble, but in reality, they're not being humble because, they're very problematic and they've been in social media for years, still ain't grew, still ain't did nothing, still not healed. It's been like 10 years and literally that, as soon as they have some kind of financial problem, they have this It's not satanic. It's not even of God. It's something that's out of this world. It's like they have this group where they can go and they can pick the person. They just pick somebody and they just talk about them. And there's trolls that run that. And so they have to, they, they have to tell lies on that person, attack that person. Exactly. Yeah. So, that's who I'm talking about. I ain't talking about normal people because there's people that have jobs that get food stamps. I'm not talking about those people. There's people that work that get food stamps because you need it to supplement your income. I'm talking about these people that are totally, taking advantage of the system, and then they come to YouTube and try to feed off of people like me, that of which they can't. I don't know if they've learned that yet, but they can't. So it just, and they know that, and so when they realize, well, damn, she ain't gonna let us feed off of her and her family and her clients. Let's just try to destroy her reputation. And and they said it was vampire magic, and it's kind of like, yeah, no. Which I guess, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know vampire magic in a sense of taking my power back. I guess you could say it's the same thing, but in reality, it's in its original form. Your individual power, your individual soul belongs to you. Okay? And I ain't never trusted the church to me, I gotta save your soul. Save my soul from what exactly? Why are you so interested in my soul? What my soul got to do to you? That's none of your business. My soul belongs to the Divine Mother. So, I'm just like, yeah. So anyway, that's how the cleanses work. These freaking, some people call them nanobites, but I call them orbs. They're basically little dots of energy, and they can be covering you, and and I think that a lot of it, if you were to really translate the Bible, like for example, a man could get up in the morning and he could say, I'm going to read this verse from the Bible that says that ye must obey their slave masters, and you are my slave, Jamila, and I'll burn it. I'll burn it and reverse it, because what can happen is that you end up being binded and outside of your free will. Yeah. So somebody else is controlling your destiny at that point when you allow somebody to enslave you. And it could be somebody that you don't want, like if you get married and you love your husband, and your husband has it like that, and he's not abusive and rapey and weird and perverted, and sharing photographs of you with strangers on the internet, and he can actually properly provide for you and show respect and love to your children, then, yeah, sir, you're my husband. I serve you. But that ain't in the cards for me ever. Because first of all, he broke. He don't have nothing to give to me. He wants me to live below my standards so that he can feel that he can afford me, when in reality he can't. And everything that I want and need in this world, I can get it for my goddamn self. So, bye. Okay? But yeah, they will try to bind you up. A lot of the verses in the Bible are binding spells. Okay, the ones that I mentioned. So those, when people speak that out of their mouth towards you, those entities get to traveling, and they come in, and and they engulf you, and after a while it starts to have an accumulative effect. Witchcraft doesn't really have some things that we do in the craft has a long-term accumulative effect. But, that Bible stuff, it takes a while for it to kick in. But when it does, it can be very devastating to the point where you need like a cleanse. You need like a super cleanse and shit. You know what I'm saying? To get that off of you. And, so at the same time, what we're doing with the cleanses is we are addressing those planetarial deficits that you may have as well. And so this is the knowledge and the wisdom that witches of my caliber were getting during Yule, that it just is what it is, that are going to set things off. And a lot of people have already been purchasing the cleanses, and a lot of more people will, especially with it being on sale, with people's money being compromised, with people being taken advantage of, things stolen from them, thieves running around here stealing ideas, trying to steal energy, trying to steal your timeline. Saturn is connected to time. So time is not on your, if your Saturn was in retrograde, then that means that time was going in reverse. Like, time is very important because they want to steal your time too. Okay. That's why I'm not going to be coming on here, having these long, drawn out 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 hour. Like I've noticed that group, they try to keep y'all occupied with that bullshit. They'll try to keep you occupied for 8, 10 hours a day with that dumb shit. Because all of them as a conglomerate is taking up your time. So when I come on here, I actually respect your time, right? I'm trying to give you your time back. They taking your time. Yeah. That's why anybody that wastes my time, I don't talk to them. If you're a time waster or a time eater or something, like, I don't know what the fuck your problem, I don't have, listen, go. So, it just is what it is. And either they gonna learn or not. Either they're gonna learn or not learn, okay? So, that's how the cleanses work, and they have become more advanced now. When they do go off of sale, which is more than likely going to be sometime, I think my spirits, I haven't even checked with my spirits to see when they wanted to take them off sale. We did that for you guys because we know how much you've been lied to, how much you've been played in the spiritual community. Fraud, scam, artist, schemers. It's not just scammers. It's not just my industry that the scam artists were doing the most. They were doing it in a lot of different industries, So it's, people, they don't realize how abundant this earth is and how so very well taken care of we are, because it's not a part of their consciousness. They don't really understand it. So these are the people that are not manifesting on the earth. They're stealing from the earth. There's a lot of us that literally our our intentions is what's going to bring along springtime. So it's probably going to be around springtime. So we have another Sabbath coming up, and that's going to be amazing, which is going to be in bulk. Okay. And so in bulk, I'll talk to you, to the group, whoever joins in bulk, which I know that some of the regulars are going to be in it. I'll talk to you guys about what that is alchemically, what that means, what we're going to be doing. And it is going to be amazingly powerful. In fact, we're in that energy right now, and we got to start working on that. So I'll be opening up the inbox circle very soon. Okay. I haven't had a chance. I've had to deal with all kind of stuff, but we are going to be opening up inbox. And in fact, I'll probably do it today. Probably should have did it yesterday. Okay. But so anyway, that's pretty much it. Y'all know what's best for you. Like, people sit up here and try to discredit me, but it's like, what is best for you? Like, you can get with this or you can get with that. You can get with this or you can get with that. You can get with this or you can get with that because all that is whack. All what they doing is whack. Y'all already know what we do over here. Okay? And no, my business did not go bankrupt last year. No, it didn't. It wasn't the business. I didn't file a business bankruptcy. It was a personal one that was because of things that were happening in my life, meaning past tense. And those things to me are dead and gone, and nobody can wake that up. So my business, Divine Services itself, did not go bankrupt. We actually did very good last year. We could have did better. Because I'm getting my taxes done soon, so I add up my income. I said, wow, I said, we did pretty good. We actually did better. We actually did better in 2023 than we did in 2022. We actually did a lot better as far as if you're looking at numbers. But when you look at what we gained, the wisdom and the knowledge that we gained, and just, it was beautiful. But, so the cleanses are very important because all energy ain't good energy, and y'all been building up and collecting that energy for quite some time. And you know when you have that kind of negative energy, it starts to make up your aura. That's why aura readers will say, well, shit, I read your aura and that shit's black. Which, black is not bad to some people, but but an aura, for an aura, and I am an aura reader, your aura is not supposed to be black, because what's happening is that all of that fucking negativity is covering you. And that's why nothing is getting in. Nothing. That's why nothing is going out or getting in. Now, that can be done to you purposely if you are a person that's problematic, that is doing things. But we're not talking about my clients. My clients are factually being taken advantage of. My clients are factually being oppressed, and that is my clients of all races. Now, I will tell you that as far as with black women, like, for example, becoming more popular is our own people either capitalizing off of things that have happened to us, or we're feeling like we're not being heard. Um, when we report rapes and things of that nature, but we are being heard. Okay, even if the lawmakers, even if the judges, even if the prosecutors don't hear us, trust me, that justice is coming. Right now, what we need to do is we need to focus on healing and manifestation. Okay, clearing yourself, it gives you clarity. Okay, so yeah, visit my website, divineservicesapothecary.com, and start doing something about it. You know what I'm saying? Even if you made a mistake in the past, if you got with one of these groups, some of y'all did get with some of them groups, you got sucked in. Even if you made a mistake, it's okay. I can still cleanse you. You just be straight with me. Say, hey, Jamila, I did make some mistakes, and I am ready for change. I want change in my life. You know what I'm saying? I was hanging with the wrong crowd. I was doing the wrong thing. We don't condemn people over here, right? But more than likely, if my spirits can see that you, because they real, like, oh God, if my spirits can see that you're going to compromise me or my other clients in the future, then they will make it more difficult for you, okay, to get to me. So they're not going to let you come into my fold if they can see that you're going to do something to me personally, to me, right? Because I'm the one that's helping you. Why would you hurt me? And I'm the one that loves you and cares about you, that's giving you what you need, that's giving you the education, that's giving you the energy, that's doing the work for you, that's, you know what I'm saying? Why would you do something to harm me? Like, what, I'm literally probably with some people like your only friend in this fucking world, while everybody else, you know, either done mistaught you, misled you. And why would you purposely try to hurt me? Why would you turn against me? Somebody that nursed you back to health. That don't even make no sense. So if they see you gonna do that, they not gonna let you come around me. They not gonna, you know what I'm saying? They not gonna let you come to my business. Okay? So, but you know, people that made mistakes in the past, hell, we've all made mistakes. So my spirits don't condemn people, but they read your heart. They do. They read your heart. If you got it in your heart to do harm to me, they not gonna let you come near me and my babies, because God knows my heart. My children that I birthed, my grandchild that I essentially birthed through birthing her mother, and then I got God babies. They not gonna let you hurt. Nah. We don't accept that. There's certain things we don't accept over here. Okay. But, you know, so yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. I'll see you guys later. I love you guys. If nobody told you they love you today, High Priestess Jamila loves you on a Friday. Okay. And so the planetary stuff, don't get depressed about that. My client was just like, oh my God, this is so bad. Like, I can't believe this. Listen, it did not tell you it was a solution. So a lot of you guys that have Jupiter in retrograde, y'all just like, if it wasn't for bad luck, I'd have none at all. And it's like, yeah, it's that. But you know, we know what to do about that, don't we? Yep, we know exactly how to help you. Okay? All right, guys, I love you. Mwah. Have a good one. Blessings. Bye.